Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this locking gatefold card. It has a little mechanism on the front and locks. It's just a little bit extra to a regular gatefold. Quite often they have a belly band which goes across the top. This is using the online exclusives, the new ones that started on July 3rd. And actually I made a card similar with a circle on the front, but this one is really a card with a little extra piece. It's more of a peek through rather than a locking mechanism. So it uses the same papers and it uses the same stamp sets. It's the iconic celebrations and the iconic imagery. So without further ado, let me show you how to make it. It really is quite easy. It starts with a piece of regular cardstock and it's 8.5 by 5.5. And I scored it at 2 1/8. So instead of scoring it down the middle at 4 1/4, it has 2 1/8 at each side. But I find if you score it, it's very good. But you know, sometimes we have that little situation where it depends where it falls in the trough. So I scored 2 1/8 on one side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently fold it over, butt it up against the front, and then I know that it's for sure going to meet in the middle without any hassles, and then just give that a nice good press with the bone folder. So now we've got your classic gatefold card. It needs a piece to go in the middle, which is 4 1/8 by 5 3/4. So you know what, we'll just go ahead and stick that in, and then we know the middle is already taken care of. If you had used a light colour cardstock, you don't necessarily have to put a middle in, but I just like to. I just feel that it finishes it off a little bit extra. So then I took the designer series paper, the iconic imagery, and I cut two pieces that are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And I was just going to pop it directly on to the Misty Moonlight. And I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to just put a little white layer under it. Just give it a little bit of pop. So the white is 2 by 5 3/8. And the designer series paper is 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. As always, of course, all the directions and dimensions will be on my blog. And you'll be able to find them there real easy. So it has them all listed out, all the cutting sizes and all the stamp sets and colours used, all that good kind of information. So I'm just going to layer this on with a minuscule little border around it. It doesn't have to be a lot, but like I say, I just think it gives it an extra little pop of brightness and brings out the best in the little doves. So now they are on, we can go ahead and put the layer onto the two front pieces. So I just want to make sure I have followed through the pattern. You can see these two doves, so these are the way they need to go on. I don't think it's particularly necessary. It's just nice sometimes if you have a pattern that flows horizontally across the paper to carry it through. Sometimes they're just busy patterns and it doesn't really matter. So there we have the finished front look of the card, and then all we need to do is add the lock. So what I did was, I have it somewhere, I took a piece of Misty Moonlight. I then took the Stylish Shapes and I put one bigger one down and I put the smaller one in the middle. And so I could be assured that they would stay put. I just fastened them down with a post-it note and ran them through the cutter. And this is what I got. The blue middle piece is just, again, saved for another project, you know me, and oh, let's keep this one for something else. And then I cut the middle size out of basic white so it fits in. To get the little doves, I took a piece of the designer series paper that was left and just fussy cutted them out. So because there isn't an image of a dove in that stamp set, it's pretty nice, it's quite comprehensive, but I thought, you know what, rather than choose a snowflake or something, I'd like the dove to finish it off, so I just fussy cutted it out. And then what we need to do is attach each side of the fastener. So I'm going to bring in my silicone mat and I'm going to line up this so we can see where the half is, and then using a post-it note I'm going to mark the edge of the card. So now when I pick this up, I know I can go all the way around here with the glue, and then when I put it back down I can put the post-it note back up against it. But I'm using the silicone mat because it's such a thin area to have the glue. I didn't want any to squidge out off to one side or anything and then get on my work surface and make that sticky. So like I say, what we're going to do is we're just going to put the post-it note back up to the edge of the cardstock, the card front opening, and now I know when I press this down, oops, I can take that off now, there's not going to be any glue. I know we can do the usual ZZ fold, but this one is quite thin, and I found the post-it note technique was the one that worked the best. So I'm going to close that down, and then I'm going to put glue on this side, not very far out man, and then I'm going to pop the circle into the middle so I know it's all lined up and there's only going to be glue on this side. So gently lift those apart so I'm not moving any of their gluiness. And again, you can see there is no glue on this side of the middle white circle. And then what I need to do is just close it down so it's supported underneath, and I'm going to bring in the Misty Moonlight ink and peace, which is one of the words from that stamp set, and just stamp them on. That was quick and easy. And then I'll take the little dove that I fussy cutted out earlier that I had shown you, and I'm going to pop 2 of the mini dimensionals on the back. And stick that down. So that's the glue. That wasn't a good move, Alyson, was it? So now we're going to show that as closed. Then I thought I could add a little bit of bling. So I'm going to bring in the iridescent rhinestones and just add a couple because I just felt it needed a little bit of extra. And there you have it. I'm just going to give it an extra press with a bone folder to help it stay closed. This will actually hold it down. Oops. So here is the one I made earlier, and here is the one I've just made. I did actually also make a one using, forgot what it's called. Oh, Best Friends. It's the Best Friends paper and the Best Friends stamp set. So again, it's exactly the same concept. Cut the circle, added the white to the middle. So there you have the 3 cards. If you like what you've seen, please consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up, ring the bell. You'll know when I've done another video. Currently, in the month of July until the 31st, for every $50 that you spend, you earn a $5 voucher, which is redeemable in August, from August 1st to August 31st. So if you're thinking of placing an order, now would be a good time to do it, to rack up all those lovely redeem later vouchers. If you've got a comment or a question, pop those in the description box below. Like I say, as always, everything is on my blog, all the directions and the dimensions. There's also information about the earn and redeem. And last but not least, thanks so much for watching.